I'll bet you guys can't guess what kind of video we're getting ready to do. Yeah, you got it right. We're gonna go feed the chickens. Hey guys, it's Brad at Yankee Living. And can you guess what we're getting ready to do now? Yeah, you're right. We're gonna go feed the chickens. No, I'm just kidding you guys. We're going to do a little bit different video today. We're going to do a little canning. As you can see, a few jars in the background there. My daughter-in-law got a kickstart on it, a little bit of a jump start, and she did a few whole tomatoes. This right here is exactly why we don't do an awful lot of gardening here. We do a little bit of gardening on the patio and the decks, and even a little bit down back. The main reason why we don't do that much gardening here, my daughter-in-law's father runs a fairly large farm right here locally, and she works up there during her days off and time off from her regular job. She's a school teacher, but you know, it's kind of hard to sit there and raise a bunch of vegetables at home when she's working up there, and you know, and they raise some awesome vegetables up there, and she gets to reap and sow the benefits of all of that labor up there with product, and she brings it home, and hey, we get to do a lot of canning and whatnot. And as you can see, well, I've got a little bit of work ahead of me here. The three basic ways that I like to do tomatoes: I'm not a big fan of whole tomatoes, mainly because I like to get a lot of the seeds out, but I do like whole tomatoes in certain dishes, so she cans up a few jars of whole tomatoes. I like to make crushed tomatoes, tomato sauce, and I also like to make a mother type sauce where you might have some garlic and a little bit of flavorings in it, and you can use that as various different sauces from there, and that's why you call it a mother sauce. You can take it in very many different directions and stuff. So basically, like I said, this is going to be a three-part video. We're going to crush tomatoes. We're going to be doing a basic tomato sauce, no flavoring, just a little bit of salt, and a mother sauce. So let's get cracking here. We're going to do some washing. I'm not going to take you through all the different steps. You guys know how to wash a tomato. As you can see, we're all washed up. Well, most of them are washed up. I still have a few more to go. Let me tell you one thing here, and this is my opinion and my opinion only, and as some of the things that you see me do are the way I do them. It doesn't mean that you have to do them that way, but as far as the canning part of it goes and stuff like that, you know, out of a Ball canning book, or somebody that you trust with canning recipes, and there's a lot of information out there that is good, and well, there's a lot of information out there that ain't the best when it comes to canning. So use your own common sense and do your research. That's what I'm going to tell you. Do your research. Videos out there that are a lot better than this, trust me. One channel comes to mind that I like to watch, and I've watched for quite a while, is Linda's Pantry. I'll give her a little bit of a shout out. She has some not only good canning videos, she has some good recipes and cooking videos in general. I'll show you a few trimmings. I'm not going to get into an awful lot of it, but I trim any of the bad spots or the bad parts of skin and stuff, because a lot of the core and that type of thing, it's going to be taken out with the machine that I use. There again, oh, I forgot to tell you too, I also quarter them. It just goes through the machine a little bit easier. And I take them and I just quarter them and throw them in the other pot. That one's all in good shape. Whatnot. Like I say, I'm just going to do a few of these. We'll go from there. It's good to use a good sharp knife. The old saying goes, a sharp knife will not cut you or mangle you up as much as a dull one would. Trust me. Usually where you're going to get cut is when you're forcing a knife through something, and that's when you get into trouble. Your knife should glide right through your work, and we'll take it from there. Like you come to a tomato like this, it's fairly good tomato. It's got a couple little bad spots on it like that. I don't like to run that through the machine because you're squirting that bad area in with the sauce and stuff. A lot of people say, oh, that'll come out like that, but you don't want, you want to keep your sauce as pure as possible. You want to keep as much dirt out of it as possible and whatnot. Yeah, you're working with a high acid product, but you know, things can go wrong in canning very, very easy. When in doubt, just check it out. That's all there is to it. This particular tomato is good and firm other than that one area there, so I'm just going to slice it nice and deep, slice a little bit more, get it down to the point where I know it's good, and the rest of that tomato is nice and firm. Everything else can go to the chickens. Then go back to quartering it or dicing it, whatever you want to do. Here's another one. A little bit of a bad spot. Not bad, you know, and you can still see it goes through a little bit deeper right there. Just go through and cut it out. You're pretty much done from there. Yeah, we'll do one more. Got a little bit of bad skin there, starting to go. The rest of it's good. We'll go from there. I'll tell you one thing, I'm really impressed with the tomatoes this year. This was in the canning lot. You know, a lot of these to me are great tomatoes. And I'll tell you, I'm not a big tomato eater. I like tomatoes on sandwiches and salads and stuff. But a lot of people are going to disagree with me. But this is my favorite tomato. I'm not a big squishy tomato eater. I like a nice firm Roma or a paste type tomato on a sandwich or in a salad. As long as it's good and ripe and stuff, I think it's got great flavor. I just am not into those big, mushy, squirty type tomatoes. That's all there is to it. Alright, I got to stop jabbering. I got to get the rest of these done here so we can get on to the next step. Alright, that's one pot full. I wanted to add one other thing too. 25 pounds is an important number to me because I know realistically 25 pounds is about all I want to handle in one day. You know, I'm not saying I'm getting up there in age, but you know, I kind of start to run out of gas toward the end of the canning process and stuff. And that's another reason why I like to do the crushing of the tomatoes and stuff. You don't have to can all in one day, and I'll show you exactly why a little bit later and stuff. We got one pot done. I've got probably another pot, maybe a pot and a half just like that to get going. 25 pounds of tomatoes right there, all quartered up and ready to go on to the next step. I got to go out and run out and get a few parts of this machine and get it set up, and we'll show you the next process. I do want to tell you one other thing. You know, my hat goes out to all these people that do the canning videos and the cooking videos. You know, the quality of their videos are great out there. You know, as much as I love to can and cook, I cook a lot, okay? But I can't see myself doing an awful lot of canning and cooking stuff. Maybe a little bit more on the cooking side. But you know, it's a big production. I mean, it takes you 4 times as long to get anything done, and blah 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 blah. And those that do those channels out there know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, this machine is just the basic KitchenAid juicer type strainer, vegetable strainer, and food processor type machine. There's other machines that do it a little bit faster, maybe a little bit better and whatnot. But I feel if you get something like that and it's pretty much the only thing you use it for, you know, to me it's a waste. It might take a little bit longer this way, but you know, running off in this machine you can run a lot of other things. You got the grinders and you got all the, you know how that KitchenAid stuff goes. So let's take it from there. I'm not going to talk an awful lot because this thing makes a lot of noise, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm going to start it up again right here, only for the simple reason is I'm going to dump that next 2 quart pitcher into the stock pot behind there, the one way over, not the one directly in behind, but the one way over. That'll make 10 quarts total, and then I want to redo the pulp that's in front there in the green bowl, just to get an idea of how much you're going to get from running that through one more time. I think some people actually run it through 3 times. Generally, I'll just run it through twice, and the chickens get the rest of it. You'll find that it'll run through a lot smoother than the chunks. All right, here we are back, putting the tailings from the the last bunch in, as you can see, we got about 2 quarts more juice out of it. And it's a little bit thinner, but not much. It's thinner on top than it is on the bottom and whatnot. We'll dump that in there. It'll make us about 12, I guess, well maybe, yeah, 10, 12, yeah, 12 quarts of pulp over there. I've got about 8 quarts of tomatoes left to do. We'll get that done and then we'll bring you right back. Well, we're through this part of the process. I left that canning ring in there just to kind of give you a guide to how much waste is in there. It's pretty dry. I ran it through twice, and most of that is seeds and a lot of peelings and whatnot. So actually we got that right there. Let's put it over there. There we go. That's a 16 quart pan there, stock pot, whatever you want to call it. And that is almost full, so that's just about 25 pounds. That might have been just shy of 25 pounds, but you got to remember these are paste tomatoes too. You're going to get a lot more pulp out of it. Now the next process I like to use, you don't have to do it, you can go right on to the next step, but I'm pretty much done for the day, okay? You're going to see me another day. I'm going to take this pot, put the cover on it, I'm going to put it in the spare fridge, and I'm going to let it set for 24 hours. And a lot of that heavy stuff will sink to the bottom and you'll get what they call tomato water come to the top. And I'm not going to process that. Well, eventually I will, but that's going to be a little bit of a bonus recipe toward the end. I'm going to do basically 4 things, but 3 main things, and we'll keep that other part a secret a little bit for right now. So we'll catch you guys tomorrow, and you guys have yourself a great day. Wherever you are in your neck of the woods, be it morning, noon, or night, I hope you're all having a good one. Take care.